Little Lamb Learning.
Hello, I'm Scotty Seal, and I'm back with another episode where I help young artists learn how to draw their favourite characters. I've had loads of messages, and many of them has been asking me to show you how to draw a fire truck. And I also know that a lot of you have really enjoyed my Peppa Pig drawing videos. So I'm going to show you how to draw a fire truck and Peppa Pig in the fire truck at the same time. Let's get started. First of all, you're going to need your pencil because we're going to draw some shapes. And the first shape that we're going to draw will be a square. Now a square has 4 lines. So first of all, we're going to draw our top line like this. And then underneath, we're going to draw another line like that. And then we're going to join them up. So on the one side, we're going to put a line down there on that side. And then over on the other side, we're going to put another line. Now, this is just your pencil work, so don't worry if it doesn't look perfect. It's fine. Just try and get yourself a nice square. If you've got 4 sides and it looks pretty even, then you're doing a great job. And if it doesn't look even, no worries. That is what rubbers are for. You can rub it out and start again. And you can pause my video and do it at your own pace. When you're ready to go, press play and we'll carry on. Did you pause it? Are you ready to go? Great. Let's continue. Now, because this is a fire truck, we're going to have our fire truck drawn from the side. So, we're going to add another line. In fact, we're going to add a few more lines. So, we're going to add over on this side where you can see me waving my pencil line around. I'm going to draw a line down just like that. So, it's not in the middle. It's just to the side of the middle. Do you see what I did? But we are going to find the middle now because we're going to do a line right across the middle just like that. And then on the top, it's almost like we're going to give it a little hat. We're going to go from one end to the other end, but we're going to curve up. So we're going to start from one end, we're going to go up to the middle and then back down. And then on top of that, we're going to draw the letter N. Because this is going to be the fire engine's light on the top of the van, you know, that goes Nino, Nino, Nino. Well, it does in England. Maybe it makes a different sound in other countries. What sound does fire engines make by you? If you know, shout it out. Wow, I can hear lots of people shouting out. I didn't know there were so many different sounds all around the world. That was great to know. Now, what you might have noticed I just did then is a little line across the middle of the N. Now, we need to do a couple of more shapes. Our fire engine needs some lights because when they're driving around in the dark, they need to know where to go. So, we're going to put some circles in the bottom here. And those are going to be the lights for our fire truck. And then, our fire truck isn't going to get very far if it hasn't got any wheels. So, here I'm going to put a circle. And here I'm going to put a circle. And as you might have noticed, most wheels have a tyre on the outside. So you've got the black part where the tyre is, and in the middle is the metal part that the tyre goes around. So we need another little circle inside each of those. Now, it doesn't look much like a fire truck at the moment, does it? Because it's just a big square with 2 little wheels. We need the rest of the fire truck. So we're going to put a line on the back like that. And then another line on the back like that. And then at the end, we're going to join it up. Then we're going to add we're going to add the back wheels. So we're going to put one wheel there. And then another wheel there. Then we're going to put a logo on the fire truck so that people know it's a fire truck. So we're going to put a circle on the door. And then we're going to draw a little flame. And a flame, we can put a little circle there. And then some spikes on the top of it. And that represents fire. Now, what else do we need? Well, if you've been in a car with your mummy, your daddy, your granny, your grandma, any family or any adult, you'll know that on the side of a car are mirrors so that you can see if other cars are coming up either side of you. So, let's put some more circles because these are going to be your fire truck's mirrors. Now, what are we missing from our fire truck? What do fire trucks have? What do they need? Shout it out. Okay, I think I heard someone said a ladder. You're very right, because I need a ladder. If a building's on fire, they need to be able to get up to the top of the building. So we are going to draw a ladder and we're going to put it on the back. So we're going to put one line down there and then another line down there, and then that wouldn't be a very good ladder unless it's got some steps. So we're going to put some lines along it like that. Can you see what I did? Please do pause the video if I'm going too fast. Pause it, pause the picture that you can see at the moment, and then copy it. And as I said, if you make any mistakes, it's no problem, because you are drawing with your pencil and you can get a rubber and you can rub it out and you can start again, or you can improve it. Right, now, what are we missing? Something really important. Shout it really loud. Yep, I think I heard someone say water. That's right. The whole point of a fire truck is that they're going to find where a fire is so that they can get their hose and spray water on the fire that will put the fire out. So at the back of our fire engine, we are going to draw a big circle, and then in that big circle later on we are going to draw our fire hose. But for the moment we are just creating shapes, because the next thing we're going to do is colour it in. But before we do that, the very last thing I need to draw is a steering wheel. Now, in the UK, we drive on the right side of the car, and I know in many places all around the world, you drive on the left side of the car. Now, I'm going to draw the steering wheel on the right side, so that's this side of the car. But if you're in a country like America or Europe or Africa or Asia or part of the world where they drive on the other side, by all means do draw your steering wheel above this light on that side. I'm going to put mine right here, so I'm going to draw a circle, and then I'm going to just put a line there, because that's the bit that connects the steering wheel to the vehicle that turns the wheels. And I'm just going to put some lines in like that, and that is my steering wheel. Now, are we ready to colour in yet? No, we're not, because what did I promise? I said we are going to draw Peppa Pig as well. We're going to put Peppa Pig in the fire truck. Can Peppa Pig drive the fire truck? No, because Peppa Pig is just a little piggy. But she can certainly sit in a fire truck. I'm sure many of you have had firemen come to your school where you've gotten to sit in a fire truck, and in this picture, that is what Peppa Pig is doing. She's sitting in the fire truck. So, to draw Peppa Pig, we are going to have her inside the fire truck and inside this big window right here. So the first thing we need to do is draw a circle, and that's going to be Peppa Pig's main head. And then on the top of her head, we are going to do one letter N, and then another letter N. Those are going to be her ears. And then we're going to do two little circles there, and then two little dots in the middle. Those are going to be her eyes. And then just to the side, we are going to do another circle just like that, and we're going to do two little circles inside, and then we're going to put one line from the top of this circle to the top of that circle, and then one line from the bottom of this circle to the middle of that circle, and then we're going to put a big smile, and then we're going to put one line there, and then we are going to draw our hands in a little bit later on. Now, what you need next is the colour red. I am going to use my red paintbrush, but you might want to use a red crayon or a red felt tip or a red colour pencil. But if you are using paints, make sure to ask your mummy, your daddy, your granny, your auntie, your uncle, your teacher, your carer, whichever adult is in charge. Do ask permission first, because paints can get really messy, and an adult will need to put down some paper or some sheets so that you don't get paint on the furniture, and you don't want to get in trouble, do you? So pause the video and go and ask. I will wait a second. Right, you're back. You've unpaused the video, and I'm assuming you got permission. Great, let's get started. I got my paint one. So the fire engine is pretty much all red, So just copy where I colour in the red and you just draw along. Right, let's get this coloured in nice and quickly. So this is the top of the fire engine. That's the roof. And then what colour is the neon light? Yep, you're quite correct. It is red. Though in the UK, I do believe the light on the top of a fire engine is blue. But it's different in all different countries. And in the Peppa Pig video, I know that the fire engine has a red light, so we're going to stick with that. Right, now we also need to colour in the bottom of the fire engine, just like that. And just quickly colour in them side mirrors, and then I'm going to go straight along. And afterwards, we are going to go over this and add a bit more outline detail, so don't worry too much. The main reason for the pencil work is so that you know where to colour in, as you can see. Right, colour that in nice and quick. Make sure to, if possible, fill it all in. Don't leave any white gaps. I mean, don't worry if you do, it's not a problem. You know, however you think it looks best and whatever gives you the most enjoyment and happiness, do that. Because at the end of the day, drawing is all about having fun. And, you know, art is subjective. Now, what does subjective mean? That means individually, it's whatever makes you happy. So if you draw your picture and you might decide to colour your fire engine a different colour altogether. And if that's what you want to do, then you do that. Right, now let's colour in the back of the truck. Whoop, across there and across there. Down. I'm going to try and get this coloured in nice and quick, but you can take your time. As I always say, you can pause the video and do it as slowly as you need to. Just colouring all around and about. And now let's just get all the red colour done first, and I think we might have done it. Right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, and we need to do this little flame in the colour red as well. I might have to go over that again in a bit, because next we need the colour yellow, and we are going to colour the lights in yellow like that, and then another light in yellow like that, and then let's go over this and colour that in yellow for the logo, and we'll do the flame again, because I'm going to get my red back, but I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Now if you've got paints, you can mix in a little bit of black maybe to make it a little bit darker, but if you're using pencil grains or file tips, you can just get a darker red. Right, so for my flame, I'm going to do a little circle there, and as I said, put some spikes on it to make it look like fire. And then this circle at the back, I'm going to colour all of that in this dark red colour. And in fact, we can use this dark red to do some outlines, just so that we can keep the detail that we did earlier. So I'm going to go around the top, outline like that, and then around the light at the top of the fire truck, and then I'm going to draw in the circles for the wind mirrors that are on the side of the van like that, and then I'm going to put one line down there, and I'm going to put one line down there, and then a line along the bottom, and then along the bottom of the window. And like I say, you can always pause this to see what I'm doing. And then over where the wheels are, I'm going to put like a little bump to mark the top of the wheels. Now I'm going to go around the back of the fire truck, just like this. And do a line down the back end. Is there anything else we need to add? I could put a little line for door handle. Oh, and I suppose I could go around the logo just like that, and I could go around the lights just like that, and just like that. Could even put a little line across the bottom like that where the bumper can go. Right, now I'm going to get my yellow back again, because I'm now going to draw the fire hose. This is where the water comes out of. Now this bit might be a little bit tricky, so you might need some help. Now if you're painting, you're going to have to wait for the paint to dry, but then when the paint is dry you can get your yellow, and then you can stop, do a little dot in the middle of your circle at the back, and then we're going to go around, because the fire hose is wrapped around the back of the fire truck just like this, and there is the hose, and we're gonna get a grey colour for the metal bit of the hose, the bottom of the hose, and this is the bit where the water comes out of, and it's just like a square, just like that. Can you see what I'm doing? And that's the bit that the firemen hold, and then they turn on the water, and then the water comes out of it. Now we need the colour black, because we're going to colour in the wheels that we drew earlier, just like this. Remember to leave the circle in the middle. 1, these are the back wheels. 2, now the front wheels. The third one, number 3, and then the last one, number 4. There we go. Right. Oh, now of course we got to do the ladders, so let's go over that. Our first line, then our next line, and then we've got to put the steps in the ladders, otherwise you're not going to get very far up the ladder, are you? Now, oh, and we can put a line down either side for the window. We're almost getting there. Now, the very last thing we need to do is Peppa Pig. So I'm going to get the colour pink so that we can colour in Peppa Pig's face. Have you got the colour pink? Great. I'm going to colour in her ears, just like that, and then we're going to go around her eyes, just like this, and then we're going to go around her nose and the bottom of her face. We might have to go over her mouth, but that's okay because we'll colour that back in a moment. We're going to go over her nose, just like that, and then we're going to have a waving in the fire truck. So one little line up for one arm and one little line up for another arm, and then we're going to put one line at the end, that's one finger, and then another finger, because Peppa Pig has 3 little fingers at the end of her hands. Then we are going to get a nice darker pink colour so that we can draw in a smile, just like that. And we can put the 2 little dots at the end of her nose. And then we are going to go around the outlines of Peppa Pig's face. So put her ears in there, and there, and draw the circle where the end of the nose is, and then one line there, and then around her head. Then we need to get that pink again, and we're going to colour in her little dress. Just like that. And there we go, we've got Peppa Pig in a fire truck. Oh, almost forgot to go around her eyes. very happy looking Peppa Pig in a fire truck. You never know, she might be going off to help the firemen pull out a fire, and there you go. That's how you draw a fire truck with Peppa Pig in it. Is there anything else we need to do? I do always like to show you how to write something, so today shouldn't be any different. Let's write fire truck. Now, to write fire truck, we first need the letter F, and we need a capital F because all names begin with a capital. So we're going to do a big F, and then we're going to draw a line down, and then on the top of that we're going to put a line across, and then in the middle we're going to put a line across. Then we need the letter I, so it's one little line down and a dot at the top, very easy. Now we need an R, another line down, and then at the top just a little curve like that. Now we need the letter E, a little bit more difficult. Well, not really, it's just a circle. Draw a circle like that, but then instead of joining the circle up, when you have almost got all the way around, just draw a line across. There you go, that's the letter E. Now we need truck, so we need a big T because this is another word. So fire is the first word and truck is the second word, so we need a big T. So we're going to put a line down again just like we did with the big F, and then a line across, and that's a big T. We need an R, which you already know how to do, so it's a little line down and a little line across. Now we need the letter U, which is like half a circle, just like that. And then you need a C, which is really just like the U on its side, just like that. And last of all, we need a kicking cut. So it's a line down, and then at the bottom, one line up and one line down. There you go, fire truck. I'm Scotty Seal, and I'm back with another episode where I help young artists learn how to draw their favourite characters. Well, today I'm in Daytona, USA, and I've just seen Lightning McQueen win the NASCAR Daytona 500. How's about we draw the winner together? Let's get started. So to begin with, you're going to need a pencil, because the first thing we're going to do is draw some shapes, because Lightning McQueen might look a little bit complicated to draw, but I think I've got an easy way for all you brand new cartoonists and artists to draw this fabulous, wonderful character. The very first thing we're going to draw is a rectangle. Now, a rectangle is a bit like a square, but it's squashed, or a bit like two squares put together. So, you got your pencil? You ready? Well, let's get started. So, the very first thing I'm going to do is draw a rectangle. So that's two lines, just like that, and then we're going to put a line either side just like that, and then we are going to draw another rectangle, but in the middle at the top. So we're going to find the middle. Let's put a little line in the middle just to help us know where it is, just like that. And then in the top we're going to put one line there and one line there. It's almost like a pyramid. So we've got one big rectangle, and then on top we've got a smaller little rectangle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find this corner here and this corner here, and we're going to draw a line going across just like that. It's almost like a triangle, maybe a triangle on its side, but there you go. So we got one big rectangle, a little rectangle, and then a little triangle at the back there. Now we need to draw some circles. So where we did this line earlier, which is in the middle, we're going to do one circle here, just like that. And then we're going to do another circle at the back, just like that. If you haven't guessed already, and I bet you have because you're all super clever, these are going to be Lightning McQueen's wheels. We're then going to do a little circle inside, just like that, and another circle inside, just like that. But a car has four wheels, so we also need to do another circle at this end, and then we're going to just do half a circle in between the two circles at the back, because that's the wheel on the other side of the car. And this is also the wheel on the other side of the car. And we're only really going to see the edge of it. That's the only bit we're going to colour in. Now, as you can see, we're starting to get a bit of a car shape. But at the back here, where we can see this little dot, we're just going to curve it around just a little bit, just like that. If you can. If you can't, don't worry. And then we are going to put, where this triangle is, we're going to just draw a line out of the middle, just like that. And then where the middle of the back is, we're going to do a line just like that. Because Lightning McQueen is a sports car, and sport cars have a thing called a spoiler at the back, which apparently makes them go faster. I don't know if that actually works, but they've got one. Lightning McQueen's got one, so we're going to draw it. So there you go, that's his spoiler at the back. And as you can see, we've got a car shape starting to work its way in now. So what should we do next? Well, Lightning McQueen has, where the window screen is on a normal car, is where Lightning McQueen's eyes are. So right here, where we've got this top little rectangle, we're going to draw another little rectangle just inside of it, just like that. And then Lightning McQueen always has this kind of really confident look about him. So we're going to divide this screen in half, and we're going to put a line down the middle of the first half, and then we're going to do another line just a little bit higher on the other half, because he always has one eyelid a little bit down and one eyelid a little bit up. And then we're going to draw a line in the middle like that. Now we need to do some circles for Lightning McQueen's eyes. So that's one eye there and one eye there. And then if you want, you can also do another circle inside, because that's how Lightning McQueen's eyes look. Now we need to give him a great big smile. So I'm going to draw in the first part of the square here, between the front two wheels, I'm going to draw a circle just like that. And then I'm going to cut it in half. And that is how we're going to give him a nice big smile. And then I'm also going to put a line in the middle of it, because that's going to be his teeth. And also I'm just going to add a bit more onto the bottom here. Then we need to do his headlights, because he's a car and he needs to know where he's going. So we're going to do one circle on one side of the mouth and another circle on the other side of the mouth, and then I'm going to put a line either side, because those are his indicators. And as you can see, we're almost there. Now at this corner here, Lightning McQueen isn't really a squarey looking car. He's got some nice smooth round corners. So instead of this being a sharp corner, I'm just going to round it off just like that. You don't have to do this, it's totally up to you, but I am just rounding the end off. And then I'm also going to do the same up here, just round the corners off. Next we need to put a little window in the back. So where this triangle is, we're going to draw another little triangle inside of it, and that's going to be the back window where the passenger seat goes. Now he is called Lightning McQueen, so we better put some lightning on the side of his vehicle. Now to do this, I am kind of going to draw the letter Z, and the way to do that is really easy. You go up and then down and then up again. So it is the letter Z, but it's a little bit on the side. And then I'm going to do a few more spikes, just going across like that. And then going to copy it underneath, just like that. So that's a big bit of lightning. And he also has the number 95 on the side. So I think we'll do that just a little bit later. So that's a 9 and a 5. But we'll do that when we colour it in. Now, what colour is Lightning McQueen? Can you shout it out? Give me a big shout. Yep, that's right. He is red. So the very first colour we're going to get is the colour red. Now I'm going to use my red paintbrush. But you can also use red felt tip pens. You can use red crayons or red colouring pencils. But if you do decide to use paints, make sure to ask your mummy, your daddy, your granny, your granddad, your auntie, your uncle, your teacher, your carer, whichever adult is in charge, ask permission first. Because paints can get really messy, and an adult might want to put down some paper or some sheeting just to make sure you don't get any paint on the furniture, because you really don't want to get in trouble and you always want to do your best to be respectful. But have you got permission? Go and ask. Pause the video for a second. You have? Right, let's get started. Right, I've got my red pen and let's get... Now, most of Lightning McQueen is red. So this should be nice and quick to get sorted. So we're going to colour in the eyelids, just like that, and around the top of the head. Now, sometimes I might seem to go a little bit fast, and if I do, no problem. All you got to do is pause the video, and then when you're ready, unpause it and carry on. And also, if you make any mistakes, no problem, just start again. I like to draw over and over again, so if you've got an opportunity to keep drawing the pictures, then that's no problem at all, because that's the best way to learn. Let's get this all coloured in. There's quite a lot of red to get done, so I'm going to try and do it nice and quickly. As I said, don't feel like you have to keep up with me though. Now I'm going around the wheels. I'm also not going to colour in the lightning, because the lightning is going to be a yellow colour. And don't worry too much if the edges look a little bit, don't look completely as you want them, because we can go around it a little bit later with a pen, which is a nice trick. It's a nice tip for how to neaten up your picture later on. Going around it in a pen can often hide any mistakes that have been made. And even though I've been painting and drawing for many years, I always make mistakes myself, and it's good to know these little tips and tricks on how to save pictures when they go a little bit wrong, because it happens to all of us. So if yours go wrong, don't worry, don't stress out. We can fix it, or you can start again. No problem whatsoever. Right, I'm almost done with the red. Got the spoiler coloured in at the back, and then the inside of the wheels, we're going to do them red as well. Now, what colour do we need next? Well, we do need a little splash of blue, because Lightning McQueen has blue eyes. I get one eye coloured in blue. I get the next eye coloured in blue. And then I guess what we'll have after that is we'll get our black. I'm going to get my black paintbrush, because I'm going to need that to colour in the tyres. But we will have a black pen a little bit later, just to tidy everything up like I promised. But for the minute, I'm going to colour his tyres in black, just like that. And then don't forget the ones at the back as well. There's one at the back just underneath there, and then just over here at the side you can just see the other tyre from the other side of Lightning McQueen just poking out at the front, as we drew earlier. Right, now the other major colour that Lightning McQueen has everywhere is yellow, because that is what his lightning is coloured in, and also the indicators on his lights. So first of all, I'm just going to colour those in there, just like that. And then we're going to get this lightning done on the side, so get that all coloured in yellow, just like that. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, he has 95 on the side. So I'm going to do the 95 in an orange colour. So, and I'm not going to do it anything difficult. I'm literally just going to write 95 on the side. So we're going to do a circle for the 9 and then a line down. And then we're going to do the number 5. So that's one line across. Then a line down a little bit. And then a circle that goes around but doesn't connect. And there you go. You got the 95. Now, we are going to get a black pen, or if you've got some other colours, for example, you might have a dark red, and if you've got a dark red, then that might look really nice as well. But if you haven't, then a black pen is going to work perfectly fine. Now, this bit might be a little bit tricky, so you might want an adult to help you, but if you're confident you can do it, great, go ahead. But if it goes wrong, don't worry, you can start again. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just colour in the middle of his eyes, just like that. And then I'm going to go around all the edges. So first of all, I'm going to go around his eyelids, just like that. Then I'm going to do his smile, just like that. And we can see that our Lightning McQueen has got that classic, you know, really confident smile because he wins all the time. So he's like super happy with himself, and why shouldn't he be? And then we are going to go around the top of the car and down to the back like that. And then we're going to get his spoiler added in there. Then we'll go around his lights just like this. And don't worry too much if you go outside the lines. You can always later on get your colours and fix it up. Right, now I'm going to go around the edge of the front, just like that. And you can re-go over, if you see any mistake, like here, you can see a little bit of white showing. I'm just going to go over it a little bit and fill that in. And then I'm also going to go around the number 9. And then the number 5. And then last of all, around the lightning, because he is of course called Lightning McQueen. And then I'm going to go around the tops of the wheels, just like that. I'm going to leave the rest of the wheels black. And then we're almost done. The only thing we're going to do now is we're going to get our rubber, and we are going to rub out the pencil work that we did earlier on. Now, if you're using paint, you're going to have to make sure it's dry first. But once the picture is dry, just get your rubber and very gently rub out anywhere you can see pencils. So at the moment I'm going around the tyres and rubbing them out there. And then I'm going around the mouth area and rubbing that out there. And anywhere I can see little bits of pencil work, I'm just rubbing it out just to make the picture look as neat as possible. And as I said earlier, if you see any little white bits, you can get your, you could get your red again. In fact, let's just do that. I'm going to get my red paintbrush and I am going to just go over any little bits of white I can see. Very good. And there we have it. We have finished drawing and colouring a Lightning McQueen. And I do always like to write the name of the characters. Now, we're not going to go for the full name because Lightning McQueen is a very long name. So let's just go for McQueen, which sounds a bit like a Scottish name. So a big hello to anyone from Scotland watching this video. So first, we are going to write the letter M. And we're going to do a big M, a capital M, because all names start with a capital M. And to do an M, it's a bit like two pointy mountains. So you go up and down, and that is a capital M. Now this is Muck, McQueen. So we're going to have a really tiny letter C just at the top, just like that. And then we need a capital Q. Now Q sounds hard, but it's actually really easy. All it is a circle with a little line at the bottom. Then we need a U, which is like half a circle. And then we need 2 E's. So again, it's like half a circle but in a different direction with a line across the middle. Or like the letter C with a line across the middle. And then last of all, the letter N, which is just like another half circle. So up and down. There you go. McQueen. Ooh, I'm Scotty Seal, and I'm back with another episode where I help young artists learn how to draw their favourite characters. Well, today on my journey I had to catch a train, and I caught a brilliant train who was called Bob. You might have seen him. Apparently he has a YouTube channel, and I had so much fun I've decided I want to draw Bob the train. Are you going to join in? You are? Let's get started. Right, to get started we need a pencil, because first of all we need to draw some shapes, and then when we've got all the sketching done we're going to colour it in. And I'm hoping that Bob the train is going to be a really easy picture for you to draw. So have you got your pencil? Are you ready to go? Great! The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw some circles. So let's draw our first circle. Nice and round, just like that. But don't worry too much if it's not perfect, because we're going to colour over all this anyway. And then next to that circle we're going to do another circle. It's almost like I'm drawing 2 big eyes. And then I'm going to draw a line at the bottom that connects those circles, and a line at the top that connects them circles. Now Bob the train has a lovely pink ring that goes around his face. So where this line is here, we're going to copy that, and we're going to do another one that it's the same as the first bit. So I'm copying this line here and I'm doing it there, and later on we're going to colour that in nice and pink. Next we're going to give Bob the train a lovely big smile. He's a very happy chappy. So we're going to do his eyes first. So we're going to do 2 circles. Those are going to be his eyes. And then we're going to do the inside of his eyes, which is called the pupil. And later on we're going to colour these in blue. So there's one there and one there. And then we're going to give him a nice big smile. Now a trick for doing a nice big smile is actually to draw a circle just like that. And at the moment he looks a little bit scared or surprised. He's like, wow, what's happening? But to turn that into a smile is we're going to, in the middle of it, we're going to draw a kind of, well, you can draw another circle just like that. And as you can see now, it's given us a nice big smile. And don't worry about all this pencil work looking a little bit messy, because you can rub it out and we're going to colour it over it. So all this pencil work is a guide to help you draw the best picture possible. Now Bob the train also has an amazing green hat. So we're going to draw a little square on the top of his head. In fact, it's not really a square, it's more like a rectangle, because a square has 4 sides, but all 4 sides are exactly the same. But a rectangle has 2 sides of one length and 2 sides are a little bit longer. So we've got 2 lines here, and then just these bits on the side are a little bit longer, and that is going to be his hat. And I'm doing a little kind of half circle underneath, because that's going to be the bottom of his hat. Now what else do we need to do? Well, of course we need to do Bob the train's body. Now he has a carriage at the back, and that's where the train driver sits or the passengers go. So in the middle of this circle here we are going to draw a square. I'm going to draw, and this is a square, so it's going to be all the same size. So each side of the square is going to be exactly the same. And then we're going to put a line down the middle, because we're going to draw Bob the train slightly to the side. Now on the top of the train he has a bit of a roof, so we're going to make this line a little bit longer, and then we're going to do a half circle on top just like that, and that's the roof of Bob the train's, well, it's the roof of Bob the train. And then we're going to do a little triangle floating in the air. And then put 2 little lines down, because that is a little chimney that Bob the Train has. Now we're going to do another square right at the back here, because that is going to be a window that the driver or the passenger gets to look out of. And next we are going to draw another circle, because Bob the Train is a train and trains have lots of wheels. And the wheel at the back is a big wheel, so we're going to put a big circle there. And then we're going to do a couple of squashy circles, because that's what Bob the Train has. And then we're going to give him 2 more wheels. So we put underneath this circle here, we are going to put another wheel. And then right next to it is another wheel. Now remember I told you about the rectangle like we did for the hat? Well, we're going to do another one that's going to go underneath Bob the Train's face. I'm going to put a rectangle, and this is a really long rectangle, so we've got the 2 little sides, and then the top and the bottom goes all the way across underneath the 2 big circles there. And then we're going to do another rectangle, but it's going to be kind of squashed on us, so it's going to be like tilted to the side. So we're going to do one line going out a little bit, and then another line going out a little bit, and then we're going to put a line across them just like that. Does that make sense? If I'm going too fast, please do pause the video, and you can always rewind it if you need to hear what I said again. And it's all learning. Don't feel bad if you made any mistake. Just stop, rub out, start again, do whatever. It's no problem if you make a mistake, because the way you learn is by trying and trying again. Now, the last thing that we need to do is just put a couple of more little circles inside the wheels, just like that. And then, hey presto, that's done. That's all the drawing bit done for Bob the Train. What we need to do next is colour him in. And what we need first is the colour yellow. Now, I am going to use my yellow paintbrush. And you can use a crayon, you can use a pencil crayon, you can use a file tip. But if you are using paints, make sure to ask your mummy, your daddy, your granny, your granddad, your auntie, your uncle, your teacher, your carer, whoever is in charge, because paints can get really messy. And if you get paint on the furniture, there's a good chance you're going to get in trouble, and we don't want that. So ask an adult, and they might put down some paper or sheeting just to make sure there's no mess. So go and ask permission. I'll wait. Yep. I can see some of you paused the video and unpaused the video. You got permission? Great, brilliant. Grab your colour and let's get started. Now, I've got my yellow paintbrush. So let's get started. Now, what is yellow on Bob the Train? Well, first of all, his wheels are yellow. So let's get them. You know what? I'm going to just colour over the inside little circles, because I'll go over them in a bit, but you don't have to do that. You can keep them as a guide, because that's what they're there for. Because I'm using paint, so it's easy to go over the top, but if you're using something like a felt tip pen, it might not be easy to go over the top, so you might want to draw colour around what we've drawn. Now next we need to colour in Bob the Train's face, because that is all yellow. So I'm going to colour that in yellow there. And I'm going to go all around his mouth. Just like that. And then I'm going to colour all around his eyes and the outside of his head. Just like that. Nice and quickly. Whoop. There we go. Like I say, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video and then unpause it when you're ready to join in again. Now, sometimes colouring in can take a while. And what we do sometimes on my previous drawing videos, which, have you seen them? I've done lots of other drawing videos. I've done drawing videos showing you how to draw Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig. I've done Super Mario. In my last video I did Peppa Pig in a fire truck. I've done JJ from Cocomelon. I've done Chase from Paw Patrol. Loads and loads of videos. So if you haven't seen them, please do make sure to check them out. And if you have seen them, then you might remember that sometimes we like to sing a song. And the song is one where you get to sing along while we do our drawing and colouring in. Do you remember how it goes? If you do, shout it out. I'm sure I'll be able to hear you from all the way up where I am. Because if you also don't know, I live up in the North Pole. Now, I like to go travelling all around the world, but I come back home to do my drawing. And we'll do some of that singing in a little bit. But first, I need to get the colour blue. And there's lots of blue on Bob the Train. First of all, his eyes are blue. Nice and quickly do them there. And then the train itself is blue. So first of all, I'm going to do the back half of this square blue. And we're going to use two different blue colours. So I'm going to colour that in first, just like that. Oh, and I forgot to colour his window frame in, because I need a yellow for that, don't I? So we'll get the yellow back in a minute. And then, but we'll do that in a bit. Let's just get all the blue done whilst we've got it. And then underneath here, this rectangle, I'm going to colour that in blue. Just like that. And then I am going to get a darker blue. Now, if you're using paints, you can mix in a little bit of purple or a little bit of black and just darken it up. You might need some help from an adult, but if you're using crayons or felt tips, then I'm sure you can find, you normally often get lots of different colours, so I'm sure you can find a darker blue colour. If not, just do it all in the same blue. That's no problem at all. And now I'm colouring in the second half of the square at the back of Bob the Train, just like this, as you can see. There we go. And I need to go around the wheels a little bit. And then this bit here. Be careful not to go over the other blue. And then the bit at the front here. Just like that. And I'll go all the way across. We've only got so many colours, so let's just go all the way across. Just like that. And then we need to get the colour yellow again, because I missed out doing the window and I also forgot to colour in the top of the chimney. So I'm going to colour that in yellow just under the chimney triangle. And then I'm going to colour in the window frame just like that. Get them corners in. And then next we need the colour orange, and that is going to colour in the big wheel and the inside of Bob the Train's big smile. So first of all, I'm going to colour in his mouth just like this, taking my time. It's nice to go good and slow, because sometimes if you go too fast you make mistakes, and depending on what colours you're using, sometimes it's hard to fix mistakes. Mind you, that's the good thing about using paints, because you can paint over paint, and crayons, you can paint over crayons, but sometimes when you're using felt tips, it's a little bit harder to colour over felt tips, so you have to be careful. Now, I also use that orange on the bottom of his hat, so I'm just going to go just like that. And now I'm going to colour in his big wheel at the back. So I'm going to go right around. I'm just going to colour over these bits, and I'll put them back in properly in a bit. Oh, I said about singing a song, didn't I? Anyone remember how it goes? It goes like, will you sing along while I sing my drawing song? It's fun when everyone sings along. Oh, doobie doobie doop doop doop. Right, now I need the colour pink, because that is going to be for the circles in his wheels, just like this, and then the circles in his other wheels, just like that, and then the roof is all in pink, so we need to colour it in just like this, colour it all in nice half circle. And then the little triangle for the chimney, that is also pink. And then, as I said, the bit that goes around his head is also pink. Try and be careful not to go over the blue. There we go. Colouring it in. Try and stay inside the lines if possible. But it's not a problem if you don't. Like I say, you can always try again. Alright, there we go. And then, you know what? We need the yellow again. I keep forgetting parts that need to be coloured in. I've forgotten to do a little line that goes across the top like that. And then the little circles on the big wheel, they need to be yellow. You know, put them in just like that. And then we need a green colour, because that is the colour of Bob's hat. And we're going to colour in his top hat. Nice and green. Just like this. And what else do we need? I think I might need a black pen. Now I'm going to use a black pen to go around and just add a bit more detail into Bob the Train. Now you don't have to do this. Imagine this is like level 2 on a computer game. If you're happy on level 1, brilliant. But if you want to do a little bit more, I'll show you how to do it. But if you're worried that you might not be able to do it, you can either ask an adult and they could do it for you, or you could do it another time. Maybe practice drawing a little bit more, and then it's something that you can come back to. Right, so first of all, I'm going to use my black pen, and I'm going to do another little dot circle in the middle of the eyes, because Bob the Train has big old black dots in the middle of his eyes. And now I'm just going to go all around all the edges and neaten it all up with my black pen. As I said, you don't have to do this, but if you do, you can watch what I do. Basically, ultimately, what we're doing, all the parts that we originally did in pencil, we are now doing in our black pen to try and neaten it all up, to go around all those rough edges of the paint. It's always a nice way of just cleaning up your picture and making it nice and neat looking. And all you're doing is going around the edges of all the different colours. Alright, just like that. And now we can see where we went over before. Now let's go around the wheels. Let's try singing that song again while I'm doing this. I never really have gotten the lyrics down properly. I should write them down. I should really make a proper song. Because every time I go to sing it, I forget. But I do know the tune, and it goes something a little like this. Oh, I like to sing a song while you all draw along. Will you join me sing my song? Dooby dooby doop doop doop. Oh, I like to sing my song while you all sing along. It's fun to sing this song. Dooby dooby doop doop doop. We are all... Oh, I've gone totally wrong there. But you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what though, if you've got... if you're using paints, we can fix it up a little bit. I'm going to get my orange paint and I'm just gonna fill it in where I've gone outside the line a little bit and touch it up just like that. There you go. Right, I need to get my black pen again and just finish Bob the Train's face, and we're almost done. So I'm going to do his hat. There we go. Now whilst we're doing this, I might as well tell you some other things. Have you been watching my my French videos? Lisa the lamb, little lamb, she has lots of learning videos where she helps people learn their ABC, colours, 1, 2, 3. Oh, she has loads of videos. She even has one video when she went into space and she flew around Mars and the moon and Saturn and Jupiter, and she did it with her friend, a little koala bear, who knows all about the night sky. And those videos are on my channel because, well, I say my channel, it's her channel. I do these videos for Little Lamb. It's all about teaching little kids brand new things all about the world. My videos are all about drawing and painting, but Little Lamb videos are about all sorts of things. You can learn loads all about the world. But there you go, I am finished. Now, we always do like to write our characters' names, and this is a nice easy one because the character is called Bob, and Bob is spelled B-O-B. That's just 3 letters, and 2 of them letters are exactly the same. So let's write Bob. We need a capital B, so we're going to put one line down like that, and then we're going to draw the number 3. So where you got that big line, and then you draw the number 3 just like that, and then you draw a big circle, and then you draw another B. I'm going to do it all in capitals. It's all in capitals, so another number 3. Nice and big. Bob. Bob the Train. How did you do? Did you have fun? Great! Join me again soon for more drawing videos. Bye!
Little Lamb Learning.